Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the test server and we're looking at the Bountiful trials of Tarnos. So overall, guys, it seems like he is going to be an effective hero. We're going to have to see him within the boss fights. We're going to run through the trial, check out his skills and abilities. And overall, guys, I don't know if he's going to be a big priority to build. Now, like I have recommended in the past, wait about 7 to 10 days, guys. Give him about a week once we go through a couple of the rotations within the Twisted Realm, as well as one rotation within the Cursed Realm, to really see where he is going to fall into formations before you go and you spend an incredible amount of money or time, resources, whatever it may be, to go ahead and build him up. So first formation, guys, we have Tarnos right here. We have Oku in here, Damon, which we know very, very strong, a star with the mitigation, and then we have the awakened version of Taylene. So one thing to note, guys, is he is frontline within this formation, going against a tank, going against Wukong, and let's see exactly how he performs. I'm going to keep it on 4x speed, guys, so we can kind of go through here. Taylene, of course, that amazing animation, which just burns through everybody. We're looking here, guys, 3.79, 4.48, 2.5, 1.9. So not a big showing being frontline within the formation overall with the damage that we see right there. So from here, guys, I'm going to go right to the right side because this is going to, of course, hold the same formation. So we have Tarnos, we have Oku, we have Damon, we have a star in there, and then, of course, the awakened version of Taylene. Not sure, again, if you can see his little pillar of, I think it's the pillar of sin drops right there, guys. But overall, again, looking here, a little bit more damage on there, but a star out damaging him as a support hero. And then, of course, Taylene as a tank. Again, gonna have to see exactly where he fits in formations, which is the reason why I say go ahead and wait on building him, guys. Not a very, very big rush to build him. Again, interesting to see. Right here, he is going in the front. This time we're swapping Silas in here. Flora staying with the star, staying with the awakened version of Taylene within here. So again, very similar. He comes out, he takes his damage that he does, negating some of his HP. You can see, guys, we have, it looks like 2 pillars of sin. There is a third one right there. Of course, Zolrath, we have to fight more than once. And we're also getting a pretty decent buff in here from Silas. So I think this is going to be a formation that he is doing a little bit more damage in this one. Then, of course, guys, we have Flora up here just rocking it out like she does, being completely maxed out within here. Looking at damage, 2.48, 3.11. So overall, again, falling into the damage, we're going to have to see exactly kind of where this plays out. So moving up from here, guys, so we can keep that exact same formation. So Tarnos with Silas, we have Flora, we have Peanut, and then we do have the awakened version of Taylene. Again, you can see he drops those pillars. He comes out of here doing quite a bit of the crowd control with the pillars. And there's 3-4 pillars up in this one, guys, which means doing a little bit more damage. Interesting enough, again, front line. It's going to be interesting to see exactly where he falls into the formations again. Depending on, again, the damage, 3.3 million in there. So pretty decent damage within that one. Looking at our final one, guys, we are looking at running him right there with Oku. Again, not much variation. Putting Torn in this formation, then again with the awakened version of Taylene for the last 2 team comps that we're actually going to run in here. A little bit of a teleport around. Torn, a very unique hero, guys. Not really used much, as you've seen from our Graveborn video. But overall, 1.48, look at that, almost 3 million damage, 2.74 there from Taylene. Flora even doing almost the same damage that he is doing. So again, gonna have to see exactly how this plays out or where this plays out. Final formation remains the same, so we do have him and Oku, and then Torn in the back with Flora and Taylene. There's the ultimate ability, guys. We have a couple of our pillars of sin up along here. There we go, 1.8. Look at that, 2.36. So Oku destroying it. A lot of players have said that having Oku built out, especially with that engraving, he can do an incredible amount of damage, just like we've seen right there, guys. So that will give us our crystal chest. That'll give us, of course, our elite stone out of here. I'm going to go through, run through some of his skills and abilities, including the furniture, because overall, guys, again, He's a hero that we're kind of on the fence with. Again, a lot of players that play on the test server have tested him out a little bit. But looking overall, at start of battle, he sacrifices 35% of his health. Now, we've seen that right off the bat just a minute ago in the arena. This damage reduction will gradually diminish. So again, being frontline tank as a warrior, it seems okay. The only problem is the damage mitigation. When you start getting into higher levels, it gets run over. If a hero does not have an immunity, it is going to get run over with the damage mitigation. The support's not going to be hold up. Short of having a lot of crowd control in there, it's the only way it's going to work. So he can change his normal attack. Remember, he is stationary and gains permanent immunity against knock-up and knockback. That's right, guys. He is stationary, which we'll see. So when he comes in the battlefield, the only time he actually does move is when he does teleport. When using the skill actively, he inflicts 260% damage in the surrounding enemies within his area, disabling them to move. So I could see him going together with, let's say, an Orthos to literally just lock down teams in a very, very small vicinity, keeping them locked down, maybe even with Kren. If there's a Pillar of Sin on the field, each pillar will have the same effect on the surrounding enemies. So now that gives him the ability to lock down the movement for everyone that is around these pillars. If a target is attacked with the ultimate skill repeatedly, they increase. It essentially takes more damage. If there are no pillars on the field, ultimate skill, the effect of the Pillars of Sin will be triggered immediately. Then, of course, damage reduction is increased to 50% at the start of the battle. So he is going to take half of the damage. Damage reduction, of course, being a big factor in here. PvP, I could see him huge. Boss fights, again, we're going to have to see exactly where he comes in. Each time a pillar is dropped, the diminishment of damage reduction is halted for 1 second. So damage mitigation, again, goes over 15 seconds. If he drops more Pillars of Sin, this is going to be slowed, which ultimately very cool, especially if you're going through here and cycling through here pretty quick. Now the Divine Punishment, again, another passive. You can see this starts at the beginning of battle. This is another passive. When an allied hero suffers 20% damage, drops the Pillar of Sin behind the enemy that last dealt damage. This could be a big factor when it comes to, of course, boss fights, because you only have one target, or even the Cursed Realm, where you have a few targets. Inflicts damage within a certain area, interrupting the attacks. They can only be triggered once every 5 seconds. There can only be at most 3 Pillars of Sin on the battlefield at a time. Newly created pillar beyond the maximum number will do damage. So again, if you're shooting these out pretty quick, it seems like it's going to work pretty well. Then, of course, the stun effect caused when shattering a pillar is prolonged to 2 seconds. So this adds in the crowd control aspect in there, which again, thinking of Cursed Realm comps, putting everyone together with Torn Moriel, even putting him in there to allow, again, the additional crowd control effect in there could do well as long as his damage does kind of play out. Oathbearer's Strike teleports to the pillar. This is how he moves. When he teleports it, furthest from him, he shatters it. Attack speed goes up for 5 seconds. So it also seems like the duration of battle is going to be huge with him, just because of the attack speed bonuses for 5 seconds. You're going to have to cycle through a couple of his abilities to really allow him to do a lot of damage. Each time a pillar is dropped, the cooldown of Oathbearer's Strike is reduced 0.5 up to 10 times. So he's getting a pretty good reduction on the cycle through his skills and abilities. Again, as the battle prolongs, it seems like he's going to be doing a lot more damage. Then, of course, the Pillar of Sin, guys, this is what it is all about. Every 12 seconds, a pillar is dropped in an area with allies and heroes. So again, boss fights, you could stack literally everyone together. Even invade comps, you could do the exact same, where if you're putting all the heroes together, this can stack right on top of them, knocking them back while stunning them for 1 second. Now you have a crowd control aspect in there again. Each Pillar of Sin reduces the attack rating of enemies by 6%, while boosting the defense by 10%. Then, of course, a bigger reduction rate here, and then is reduced to 8 seconds. And then right there, if allied heroes perish near a pillar, he will receive a permanent buff to his attack rating and his defense rating. Again, I could see this working into or playing this off of boss comps. Looking at the Avengers Blade, guys, very cool looking right there. After using the Oathbreaker Strike, which of course is the third ability, normal attack damage is increased by 75% within 4 seconds. So he will have a big increase in damage in there. Again, looking at the haste, looking at the super cycle that you could get in here would make a very, very big difference. Enemies hit by Tarnos normal attack during the period will lose haste. Again, survivability rate there. During the period, normal attacks inflicted will restore health to 50% the attacker's damage. And then he has a taunt before teleporting. So he'll actually taunt the surrounding enemies 4 seconds before he teleports. So everyone will actually go on him. Then he goes ahead and he does teleport. Looking at his furniture, each pillar sin on the field gives the attack speed by 8 life leech. Life leech, of course, most of you know I do not like, but the attack speed buff in here is very, very cool. When there are at least 2 pillars of sin on the field, the buff effect of the pillar of sin is increased 2 times the original value. That is right, guys. The pillar of sin is increased 2 times the original value. If you have that 9 of 9 furniture right here, buffing the attack rating and the defense rating up to 4 times at 2 times the value, absolutely insane if this is going up, guys, up to 4 times. If he's the last one on the battlefield and he has this, again, buffed up to 4 times with the multiplication factor of the furniture, he could be an absolute monster. So, all right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video, our Arena of Trials. Wanted to run through, again, really on the fence with him being a warrior class. Again, with the Elder Tree going hand in hand with that life leech ability, we're going to have to see exactly what comps he falls in and where he does fit into formations. So again, guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.